on Saturday mornings at around 9 o'clock. Maybe a little earlier. I don't know. They have like an early edition, but the thing is, after I worked a 12-hour shift, my desire to talk a lot, believe it or not, is not all that great. But anyway, I'm thinking about doing a weekend edition, and so I may run a test this weekend to see how it goes. I'm going to try it for the next couple of weeks. And if the tests pan out, some of the stuff that you are used to will get moved around. For example, the President's weekly radio address, that will be pushed back to Sunday. So I was thinking about doing a Saturday program at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then a Sunday brunch program starting about 11:30. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. And roughly running about 2 to 3 hours at the most. But so the President's weekly radio address would then go to Sunday mornings, and then I'll have a movie review Monday. That's one of the ideas. Tuesdays I'm having 2 songs of the day planned. Wednesdays I'm still working out, and then Thursday as well. Fridays I would have a Feature Friday occasionally, or a Foodie Friday, where I'll sample foods or something like that. Like I need to put on more weight. But that's what I'm toying with. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, enough of my babbling, okay? And I'm going to step aside. But first, we're going to learn a little bit about how you can advertise on this very program, okay, of this very network. So stick around, my friends. More of First Cup is coming your way on this Tuesday morning. Hi friends, Joe Haffner here. Are you interested in buying, selling, trading, or renting a house? Or maybe you're in the market for buying or selling a car? Or perhaps selling or giving away clothes, furniture, or electronics? Well, I can help you out. Just email me, Joe, at Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. That's Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com. Email me today with your item and or items, and together we'll come up with a creative way to buy, sell, trade, or rent any reasonable item or service that you want. Keep in mind, though, I don't deal with the exchange of firearms, alcohol items, drugs, or anything illegal or immoral. So send me an email today at Gunther'sHouseOfFriends@gmail.com.
I wouldn't have been at this ceremony if I hadn't been at this ceremony first. Unfortunately, nearly 30% of U.S. high school students aren't making it to graduation. And every one of us, every parent, every friend, and neighbor, has the responsibility to provide the support and encouragement they need to make it through. Because we all need to see a lot more of these pictures.
I was just finishing my 199th picture. Never felt better in my life, and I said to myself, when this is finished, I'm going out on my boat. And then I got nagged into going for a medical checkup. They found a spot on the x-rays. It was lung cancer. If I'd waited a few more weeks, I wouldn't be here now. That's me 7 years after surgery, in true grit, because I did myself a favor and got a checkup. So why don't all of you do yourselves a favor? Get a checkup. Talk someone you like into getting a checkup. Nag someone you love into getting a checkup. And while you're at it, send a check to the American Cancer Society, too. It's great to be alive.
Welcome back to Studio 26 on this Tuesday morning, the 8th day of October. Just a few minutes shy of 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we'll have slowly because my computer is really, really slow today, and I don't know what's up with that.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And take a look at things you need to know on this Tuesday. First of all, DVD releases today. Includes The Hangover Part 3. Wasn't that just on the big screen? It seems like it was just yesterday. Also, The Purge, After Earth, Stuck in Love, Curse of Chucky, Much Ado About Nothing, Bones, the complete 8th season, White Collar, the complete, season 4, American Horror Story, the complete 2nd season, and the $6 million season 4. Oh, wow. The $6 million Man is on DVD? How did I miss that? Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. Okay. In News Attack this morning, PBS debuted a new animated kids show called Peg Plus Cat, where a little girl solves math problems. The show is designed, to help girls see that there's a future beyond twerking. He might be Instagram's oldest user. Instagram may have turned 3 years old yesterday, but its oldest user is probably Rex Redstone, who is 85 years old and lives in Peterborough, England. Rex refers to himself as Instagrandpa. Instagrandpa, I like that. That's pretty good. 85 years old. And let's see here. In the duh category, swishing soda in your mouth can boost self-control. Really? Seems that a spoonful of sugar makes the willpower go up, according to a series of studies that have suggested fueling the brain with sweets can strengthen self-control. You don't even need to swallow to get the benefits of sweetness. Oh, take that line out of context, please. You don't even need to swallow to get the benefits of sweetness. Okay. Simply swishing a glucose-aided drink in the mouth and spit it out boosted self-control and willpower for tasks from squeezing a hand grip to completing impossible brain teasers. So the next time I'm on Jeopardy, I'm going to have a can of soda there. And I was... What did you say? I still don't understand it. Finally, making a coughing ringtone. Yeah, if you're the guy who's always forgetting to silence his phone in church or at the movie theater, someone on Reddit has a suggestion. Make your ringtone sound like a cough. The guy on Reddit also suggests making your ringtone a sneeze, a quarter dropping, or a fart. I think the last one you could kind of skip that one. I mean, if you got the farts that bad, if you get a lot of calls, yeah, I don't think so. I want to make my coughing my sneezing. That would be funny. Okay, and sneezing would be no problem, especially during allergy season, because a month ago I was miserable with hay fever. Do not like this time of year for that reason. That and the cooler temperatures. I don't mind if it stayed this way all year, but no thanks. Well, those are the things you need to know on this Tuesday as you head to your respective watering hole. Whether it be the office cooler, coffee maker, whatever the case might be. Okay. Now, let's take a look at news headlines.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And take a look at the latest in news headlines for this 8th day of October. We see that a couple donates millions to fund Head Start during the shutdown. A philanthropic, okay, let's just say a billionaire couple, pledged $10 million to help fund programs affected by the government shutdown. Laura and John Arnold have pledged to fund seven Head Start programs in 6 states. Head Start programs help extremely low-income children prepare for kindergarten. Easy for me to say. Speaking of which, uncertainty over debt ceiling as date approaches. The White House and Republicans continue to bicker and disagree over whether to raise the debt ceiling. The White House continues to issue dire warnings that the Treasury will be unable to meet its obligation as soon as October 17th. That's a week from this Thursday. Republicans say this date is incorrect and hope to use this as an opportunity to shrink the size of government and pay off interest. And tens of thousands are without power in South Dakota after a record-breaking storm dumped 4 feet of snow in parts of South Dakota, Colorado, and Wyoming. Unseasonably early, 4 people were left dead, tens of thousands were left without power, and ranchers had huge losses to their cattle herds. The region may have lost 5% of its cattle, and South Dakota ranchers are reporting losing between 20 to 50% of their livestock. And speaking of the weather forecast, it's time for a look at the nationwide weather forecast for the United States of America. And that was a weather bed that was a music bed I forgot to load, so we'll take care of that real quick and we'll be on our way. Okay. I am pressed for time. That's why I'm stumbling through my words. That because I didn't sleep. Entire United States of America by clicking on the weather link on my website, tinyurl.com/Gunther'sHouse or /GuntherMobile.
Winter weather warning right now. Here's a live look at the Fox 6 snow stick. This is out on the weather dick.
And take a look at the nationwide weather forecast. Coastal concerns are among the many concerns among Americans today. Starting off in the south, low pressure forms along a stalling front off the southeast coast. Low will only slowly creep up the coast, impacting coastal areas through tomorrow, although it lingers in northeast North Carolina through at least Thursday. Elsewhere in the weather forecast for today, let's turn that down just a little bit more. Rain and showers stretch from northeast Florida to North Carolina today. Tomorrow, the rain and showers will continue in the Carolinas and a small part of southeast Georgia. Winds and surf increase along the Carolina coastline today and tomorrow. Coastal flooding is possible tonight through Thursday. Beach erosion is likely, especially in the Outer Banks. The remainder of the region should be quiet and dry today. Chilly with highs in the 60s from North Carolina to central Georgia for this Tuesday. Highs in the 70s from northeast Florida and west Georgia to east Texas and central Oklahoma. Warmer highs in the 80s in central and south Florida, central and west Texas, and west Oklahoma. Off in the northeast, a much calmer day is in store for the region with the cold front pushing well out to sea. Scattered showers may linger in eastern Maine and southeast Virginia. High pressure builds through the region, keeping the weather nice into late week for most areas. Storminess along the southeast coast slowly works its way northward, reaching the Delaware and Pennsylvania area. Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. Just spell it out, folks. Storminess along the southeast coast slowly works its way northward, reaching the Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, Pennsylvania areas tomorrow, and eastern Virginia to eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey by Thursday. Winds and waves also increase from south to north, from Virginia to Long Island during the second half of the week. Cool highs in the 60s to low 70s across the region behind the cold front today. Here in the Midwest, sunny to partly cloudy skies with warmer temperatures for the region through tomorrow. Highs in the 60s and 70s in the Midwest and in the 70s to low 80s in the plains today. Highs tomorrow will be mostly in the 70s with a few low 80s in Kansas. Out west, storminess increases across the region as a deep trough develops through Thursday. Showers and high mountain snow showers are likely